Let me ask you a quick question. If your dreams were on Facebook, would you add them? How many mutual friends would you have then? Ambition, dedication, commitment. Would you have any privacy restrictions? Why do you put ceilings on dreams when life has no walls? Why do we choose to text when opportunity calls? Do we only get high when we fall? Get out of your box. Why do you look through the peephole when opportunity knocks? My people, the values you bring to this planet are far more important than the fears that impede you. Ooh. My people, the values you bring to this planet are far more important than the fears that impede you.
Peace and love. It's the host of RISE Hilightz, Jemelle Williams, and we're here in the month of February for our first segment, our first live interview of History Makers. We are highlighting this month people within our community of Toronto that are making history. And we have with us an entrepreneur, community activist. He is a spoken word artist. He is the founder of community initiative RISE, Reaching Intelligent Souls Everywhere. We have the pleasure of introducing to you today Mr. Randell Adjei.
What's up, brother?
What's happening, Valley? You just finished wrapping up, I guess, the relaunch and reopening of RISE Mondays. That happens every Monday in Scarborough, right? Yeah. All right. Talk a little bit about the initiative that you started, because I know it started, you celebrated your 1 year last year in 2013, right? Why does that even started RISE to begin with?
RISE was an initiative for young people to express themselves in a positive way. Where in Scarborough there's a lack of spaces for us to be artistically inclined, for us to come into a space where we can essentially be ourselves and grow. I just wanted it to be a space where people could really just come together, you know, because nowhere in Scarborough is there where youth can come together, old, young, could really just, you know. So it was April 16th of 2012 where we finally started. We had 23 people that came out, and it just, you know, kind of stayed steady. 23 people, 25, 26, and eventually I remember one day in June, 50 people came, and that was like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it just kept on progressing the word, and it was amazing because this time we're just doing word of mouth. There's no Twitter, no Facebook really. It was really just all just word of mouth. So for the community to be able to come into a space and appreciate what they've seen and then go out and with excitement and tell their friend, like, you know, this is what I experienced, you gotta come out. It was amazing because by August we had 100 people coming in. And then eventually we had 100 people coming in every single Monday, and new faces coming in, new artists coming in. On December 17th of 2012, we had 277 people that came out.
From 23?
Predominantly word of mouth. It was an amazing event. Yes, definitely. It's just, you know, I think it's really just the power of the voice, you know, because RISE is something that wants to provide that voice for people, but just people who are able to speak up and tell their friend, like, yo, this is what's happening in the city, this is what you need to come to. That was empowering in and of itself. I think that the most amazing thing about it is just like the capacity and just seeing people grow every single Monday. Every week you see them grow. So, you know, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary on April 16th. We had an opportunity to go into community centers, to do workshops in schools, high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, and it was just really amazing because, you know, it allowed us to give a chance to kind of filter and give back to the younger generation as well. We did a lot last year, a lot of things to mention. Being able to see the 200 plus people that came out to the 1 year anniversary was amazing because we originally were in Scarborough, right?
Yes.
So we had this event at Lulu Lounge, which is near Dufferin and Dundas. And for people from the West End, for people to Brampton and Etobicoke and all over the GTA to come together in that local space was invigorating and inspiring. We also had Pinball Clemens that came out as well too, to support as well. And it just goes to show, like, you know, when you're doing something right, it has this way of just the ripple effect and drawing people in. We pride ourselves on not just spoken word, but also the music scene as well, and just all around lyricism. So I think one of the best things about it was people left feeling happy. When you see the smiles on people's faces, when you see artists collaborating with one another.
Yeah, you brought big names. You brought an international name. Socrates, the foundation. He's like foundation of hip hop. He came and blessed the mic at that space. We had the talented vocalist Adrina. She really wooed the place. She really wooed the crowd. How is all this possible?
If you really want something, there's nothing that will hold you back except for yourself, you know? And I was going through a time in my life where I was really looking to find myself. And finding myself was being able to open up and share it to the rest of the world, you know? So I think I wanted to be able to give that same opportunity for the rest of my community. Just being able to realize the potential that we have inside of us, you know, that's hence reaching intelligent souls everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And just realizing the capabilities we have. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is also bridging that gap between emerging and professional artists, right? So being able to get those super professional artists to come in there and share their light, share some of their experiences and in the music scene was amazing because that day for the last Rise of the Year, we had 300 people that came out that night. It was a packed, like I've never seen a place so packed before in my life. Getting those two artists not only show the artists that came out that day and the audience that day the possibility of taking it from 23 people to 300 people in just a year and a half, but it also, I think it instilled this idea in them that they can do it too. And I want artists all around the city to know that they can do it too, because there's a lot of opportunities here, but the lack of access to these opportunities. And I feel that's something that RISE is going to provide for a lot of people. It is providing for a lot of people. You know, it's creating access for people. You know,
definitely.
If you're in the space, you're gonna hear about the events that are going on. You're gonna hear about the artists that are making moves.
Speak to me about the Edutainment convention. You had a couple people on there. Just mention some names that you had on the panel, because you had workshops.
Yeah.
You had panel discussions. And you had concerts. You did all this in one weekend, by the way.
No. It was a partnership with the city of Toronto as well, Art Services. So they had a lot of leverage as far as helping us out. The whole, really, like I said, you know, we just want to bridge the gap between emerging and professional artists. And I remember just sitting there and thinking to myself, how can we do this by servicing the people that come to RISE on a weekly basis? So, you know, we thought, let's do a panel where people can interact, people can get to hear one-on-one, just raw, uncut, professional experience. And then number two, have workshops where you can literally build your artistic skill and still hear that those personal stories. And then we also thought just like the whole networking opportunity that it can do for people. And we had Director X come out. We had Gavin Shepard from Remix Project. We had Andrina Mill. We had Droppin' Dimes Radio. Anita Sparks was there as well. We had Progress. The concerts, we had Shy Wisdom. We had Freedom Writers. We had Playwrights. We had Britta B, we had Shy Peel. Wow, like I just, you know, when you really think about it, was sometimes I feel like when I'm just like going, you don't really realize what you're doing until you kind of step back and look at it. You know, like I don't even really pride myself on it, because I just feel like I'm just a vessel for what's going on. You know, like, and being a vessel means meeting people like Mark Stoddard who can make it possible to get people out. You know what I mean? Like Mark Stoddard's how he had a great push as far as getting, you know, Socrates out there that day for the 16th. And you know, this edutainment convention is going to be something that's annual. We're hoping to bring in more international artists, continue that same structure, that same stature of the panel discussions, the workshops, the concerts, because, you know, we call it edutainment. So it's bridging the gap between education and entertainment. You know, a lot of people get on the mic these days and they're talking about their cars, the women, their clothes, and that's cool and all still, but what are you doing for me? You know what I'm saying? If you're not helping me become a better person, I'm not listening to your music, you know? So we want these Toronto artists to be able to keep that in mind, that we're struggling out here, you know what I'm saying? We're going through different experiences and we just want that relativity, you know, connect with us, right? So we're really going to build a lot of great artists in the city of Toronto, and Edutainment Convention is definitely one of the ways we're going to do it. So,
speaking of great artists and Edutainment Convention, I know you may have forgotten, but shout out John River.
For sure. John River, my homie John River, forgot about him. Making some big noise too.
Yes. And if you want to know about his story, look him up. But he was part of that whole edutainment thing, and he was really the poster boy, because it was Britta B and John River, they're the faces of edutainment, right?
It really is important for us to come together. You know what I'm saying? That sense of coming together and unity. So we are 5 fingers, 1 fist. So each individual finger plays a role, but together there's power in it. You know what I'm saying? So we're having this opportunity for us to do a group performance as well as some individual pieces as well. You guys are getting a little snippet of this. I should really you know.
Exclusive,
But there's that,
exclusive.
and there's as well as the Q&A. So it's really just a chance for people to understand why this movement's so big. Spoken word is definitely growing in the city, but I feel like our group is taking it to another level.
Yes.
We have national champions, we have entrepreneurs, we have visual artists, we have vocal artists, we have singers. So there's so much talent incubated within the 5 of us.
Yeah.
And then to add Mark Stoddard, who actually managed to put the team together, and his experience and his networks, there's nowhere up but there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's nowhere up but up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we will continue to rise. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
And it really ties in with your vision, what you guys are doing, and it's blessed. Randell, if there's anything that you want to leave us with, what would you leave us with? What's your words? Like being a history maker, what would you say to the community, to your people, to your family?
Like the quote that we stand by with RISE, and I'm going to continue to say this again and again and again because it's truly allowed me to find myself. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And really the staple of that is just to understand, like, what you put into the universe is what the universe will reflect itself back onto you. So what you put out is what you get back.
Yes, sir. RISE Hilightz exclusive. Jemelle Williams, Randell Adjei. You see it here first.
Peace.